From making defenders crumble on the floor,
Clark.
to pulling off moves that defy the laws of basketball.
This is really physically demanding.
No, it is extremely difficult. Just one, not only physically, but also mentally.
Caitlin Clark's handles are nothing short of legendary. To kick things off, we trace back to her Iowa days. Caitlin Clark's dribbles were so wild they still live rent-free in our heads. She was an unstoppable force, cutting through defenses like it was no man's land.
Wings to Davis, back in the hands of Clark at 5 to shoot. The step back.
One of the few times tonight Iowa slowed it down in the half court. Clark probing.
Knight behind the back. Caitlin Clark for 3.
Ball this time. Goodman with the board. Clark's already in double figures today. Spinning in the paint.
Crunch time is Clark time. Looking for opportunities. Step back. Yeah! Mission here. Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win. Yeah!
Coming into the WNBA, Caitlin Clark brought her signature vibe with her. Defenses thought they could intimidate the rookie, mounting pressure from all sides. But there were moments when defenders closed in from every angle, and CC stayed cool, kept her composure, and calmly danced her way through the chaos like she'd seen it all before.
It is Caitlin Clark able to clear for Indiana. Caitlin coming off that 20-point performance right here, handling the physicality of Benijah Laney, with which Caitlin Clark handles right here. She crosses sides of the floor, she gets her hips and shoulders past Laney.
And look, there is no question that the paint is a completely different story as Clark just went right by her former teammate and laid it in. She's got 20. Oh, dynamic here out of the Olympic break. Austin had her 11th double-double of the season, and Clark hits a three.
First year with the Liberty and the WNBA. Phoebish, the rookie, defending the other rookie. Caitlin Clark. 12 points in the game. Allen gets blocked. Fever looking for numbers. Clark to Wallace. Back to Clark. Shovel pass, Boston.
Now Clark trying to make something happen. Behind the back. Backs the basket and gets her first field goal in style.
And there is the kind of move that makes you wonder if the ball is secretly glued to her hand. But this, my friends, it's only the beginning.
Behind the back, Clark.
Mitchell, guarded by Harris. Mitchell spinning, finding Clark. 5 to shoot. Clark lays it in.
Downshift there, the deceleration and the finish at the rim. Clark goes behind her back to get by Odyssey Sims, and that electrifies the crowd.
Job getting organized after advanced passing. Exit cuts to the three-point line. Clark off the screen, waits for Boston, who catches.
Looking for a screen, didn't get one. Now Will from Boston splits the double team. She'll flip it up with the right hand and score. Caitlin Clark.
Jake Free, Mabry all over her. Here is Clark. Clark separating, taking, and hitting. Caitlin Clark.
Now the game really starts to heat up. Caitlin Clark slices through defenses with precision, turning even the tightest coverage into open opportunities. Watch as she faces 4 defenders with no clear lanes in sight, yet somehow manages to break through, proving that nothing can hold her back.
All is trying to clear 8. Shot clock down to 9. Here as Clark gets inside, the scoop shot falls. Indiana's scoring has done it from the three-point line, has gotten to the rim, and she'll head to the foul line here momentarily.
The NCAA tournament. And I was like, what do they feed the players in Texas? Well, what are they feeding Caitlin Clark? Because there we go with another behind the back and fancy finish.
We're going to expect a big night here for Cunningham. She does a good job stepping in when she needs to.
Clark, she's putting on a show here in the early going.
A bounce pass through the lane there, but of course, she finds a way to make it.
Had an open look from 3, didn't take it. Only 3 to shoot. Gonna have to make something happen. Clark through the lane, reverses it in, and beats the shot clock.
Like Caitlin had an opportunity to take the shot, instead drives in, and good job here after the travel to turn her back. And
Check this out, a step back that leaves her defender scrambling to activate their GPS.
to Caitlin Clark all night tonight.
Are you talking about my high school experience? Clark connects on a deep 3.
going back and forth.
The young one here, Caitlin Clark, just dancing with the basketball.
It sure was. Top 4 scorers at the college level here in this one.
Most players who find themselves trapped on the baseline would pass the ball, but Caitlin Clark stays calm and takes control. With perfect timing, she spins between the defenders, maintaining her balance and control, and leaves them completely out of position.
Mentioned 7 lead changes, 10 ties. Largest lead for either team has been 7. Clark with the kick out to Samuelson.
Exactly what Christy Sides warned against after that big win on Saturday, not having a letdown. Still a long way to go here as Clark feeds it into Wheeler.
And then there are moments when Clark decides to get fancy.
Clark pedaling it forward. Clark dipping in, finds Boston beautifully for the finish.
Cloud smoked the layup. Wheeler quickly up court. Boston running the floor for the layup. And here comes Mitchell, who seems to be reinvigorated and revived here in the second half. Clark with the show and go. Mitchell, the 3-ball.
In the double-digit range here for 4 straight. Clark bouncing. There's Mitchell. Give her 6 assists in less than 7 minutes. Here is Clark with some space. Clark behind the back. Oh, showing off the moves.
Ooh, another fancy move by Clark. Clark off the switch, found Smith, who laid it in. Clark has space, he's gonna let it fly.
Someone get those defenders some ice for their ankles, and maybe a therapist too. But don't think Caitlin Clark's magic stops at one-on-one plays. Take this behind-the-back masterpiece. She's sprinting full speed down the court, and instead of slowing down or passing, she hits her defender with a perfectly timed behind-the-back move, leaving them in the dust.
And Mitchell knocks that one away. Here comes Clark going the other way. Clark going behind the back. Oh, it's Boston, an and one. Out to Clark. Clark on the fake, Clark on the drive. Behind the back to Boston. Extra pass. It's Wheeler. He will launch. Samuelson, nice pass there to Clark. Clark behind the back. Oh, it's Smith with the finish.
This can happen. What a delivery. Clark behind the back to Smith.
Gave it to Cowan, who couldn't finish. Behind the back again for Clark. Give her another assist and a chance for a 3-point play for Smith.
In transition. Woo! And a little spin on the finish as Melissa Smith.
Can't hit on 3. She's got 9, 8, and 5 right now. Clark with the step back deep 2. Money.
Let's move on to something that might just leave you speechless. Watch how Caitlin Clark manipulates the tempo of the game.
For Indiana, you're expecting maybe an initial surge. Clark on the drive, gets to the rim and the finish.
Clark trying to shake free Mabry all over. Here is Clark. Clark separating, taking, and hitting.
If you thought that was all, just wait until you see this next move. It's on a whole new level.
Tough move from Rebecca Allen. Clark, she dropped.
NCAA ranks. We've got some score power on the court.
Watch that inside hand, that left hand. Caitlin Clark.
Clark working on Plum here. Clark leans in, draws the foul, and knocks it down. Here is Wilson, missing from the mid-range. In fact, Bentley comes down with a rebound, and Clark turns on the Jets. Clark off the screen, drives inside, and the big shot is...
Here's Clark, working behind Boston. Clark for the lead. You bet!
Clark looking for more. Clark off the screen, bounces for Boston. Clark being watched by Nurse. Clark on the drive. Clark hangs. USA earning her first. You can imagine she'll likely be part of future teams, probably with the player she's guarding right now, Caitlin Clark.
So there you have it, folks. Caitlin Clark's dribbles, each more impossible than the last. From slicing through defenders to pulling off moves that completely defy logic. And if you thought this was impressive, just wait until the season begins. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned because Caitlin Clark's journey is just getting started. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.